Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, showing your support, tuning into lives, commenting in the comment sections. As I always say, you know what I'm saying? Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. This is a platform, for the new listeners, for those who are viewing it, tuning in, recent subscribers, those who are new to the platform. I've been seeing it, as the last live, we talked about it. Been seeing new faces, so I really appreciate each and every one of you. This is a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, and just talk about the sport of boxing because we love the sport of boxing. Simple as that. Take the hate somewhere else. I'm saying take the drama somewhere else. There ain't no room. There ain't no time for that. There ain't no time for that in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I know in your life too. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for that. So hey, thank you so much for jumping in, man. So we just did a flash live out of nowhere. You know how I do it sometimes, man. That's why, as you can see in the thumbnail, I specifically have that. You know what I'm saying? In the thumbnails of my videos or in my streams at least. I have the flash live icon. That means I just go live out of nowhere. Boom, out of nowhere, just go live. Me and LeVar have had, just wonderful shows with Bruce also, the guests. Recently we had Kurt, you know what I'm saying? Just wonderful live sessions, man. I definitely love talking the sport of boxing, with you, with the community. So it's just great stuff and just having fun. Got some news to talk about today, definitely. We recently went live and talked about the Berchelt Valdez. We want to go a little bit more in depth on that today. And we got some other things to talk about and chop up, definitely, man. So LeVar, how you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, big bro. How are you, man? Can't complain.
Pretty good, man. Just chilling this morning, man. It's a Friday, almost ready for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? The week went by super fast. I don't know if it went by fast for you, LeVar. How'd it go for you?
Yeah, man. This week went by fast, man. Look, it's Friday. I know everybody want to go to work and try to get off as soon as possible and enjoy some great fights tomorrow night.
Yeah, dude. Lord willing, tomorrow we got a stacked weekend once again, man. The undercard also, of Valdez versus Berchelt. You got some prospects. You got Elvis Rodriguez, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to fight also tomorrow. Great stuff. He's a prospect. I think he's from the Dominican Republic or something like that. But I got my eye on that guy. You know what I'm saying? I got my eye on him. I think there's another youngster. I think he's from Puerto Rico, Xander, something like that. Xander. I forgot, how to spell it and how to pronounce it. But also he's going to fight, if I'm not mistaken. So, you got a nice undercard. In the fights tomorrow. Also, obviously, as we talked about recently, Adrian Broner, we're going to talk about that too, about the whole situation of him changing the freaking division a couple days before the fight. Have you ever heard of that, dude?
No, not at all.
What the heck is that, bro? What the heck is going on? You see, sometimes boxing doesn't surprise us, but at the same time, it does. Boxing is like the Wild West. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It is, man, and I can't wait to for you to start talking about it. But as far as Elvis Rodriguez, man, I heard he's a nice prospect, and this is supposed to be a step up fight for him. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Elvis. Before we get to details, Elvis, he is a good prospect. I've learned, time and time again how especially with like Elvis, if I'm not mistaken, he knocks out his opponents quite often. Same with Berlanga, right? Berlanga, everybody's talking about Berlanga. Not everybody, but I don't know if they're trying to just hype him up more than what it is. Obviously, he's in Top Rank, if I'm not mistaken. They're hyping him up, and I just don't buy the hype train anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just try not to buy the hype train. You know what I'm saying? Not to jump in that train. But I got my eye on these guys, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Berlanga. I'm watching Elvis Rodriguez. I'm excited, at least at least I'm excited to see him fight. I want to see him fight. I'm interested in seeing him fight. But I'm not too hyped because, you know how it is, man. These guys, these underdogs can come in and smash these guys. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It surprises. Just what we talked about recently. What we talk about, Warrington versus Lada. Lada came in and smashed Warrington. It was a war. Really exciting fight. But hey, Lada came in and smashed him. So everybody was thinking that Warrington was going to take him out. But hey, it was on the contrary. I mean, so it happens time and time again. So I couldn't say I'm not jumping in the hype train or anything like that. But I'm really interested in watching this Elvis guy because it looks like he's quite skilled, man. He's focused. He fights quite skilled. I mean, I kind of, with Felix Verdejo, I had my hopes high for him, man. Just before we get into the whole talk, I had my hopes high for Felix Verdejo. I really did think. And I think a lot of people thought that he was going to go in and take out Nakatani. Nakatani, we already know the story. He's not a pushover, man. Nakatani can fight. He's a tough dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not the best in defense. He gets punched, you know, he gets landed upon, which is why he had medical issues, which we delved in upon, you know, our recent lives talking about that. But why do I say this? Because I had my hopes high for Felix Verdejo. I made a video, you know, some time ago on the buildup of Nakatani versus Verdejo, saying, you know what, I think he's really come back. I think he's gonna, because this is his second loss, so I really thought he was going to show up and show out against Nakatani. But then again, Nakatani's a tough opponent. So, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes we have our eyes on prospects, and sometimes we think that they're going to come in, show up and show out. And sometimes they don't, LeVar. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's like when it comes to Lara, and I'm glad that you mentioned this and you brought this up. You know, Lara caught Warrington at the right time because, like I mentioned before, Lara fought 5 times in 2019, and then he fought 4 times in 2020. So, and look how inactive Warrington was. So, hey, Warrington was right, and Lara went out there and picked him. So, at the end of the day, these fighters have nobody but to blame but themselves. So, you got to take advantage of you know, making sure that you sharpen your tools and you master your craft.
These fighters got to wake up and smell coffee beans, like we've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Ricky E, 245's in the building. What's going on, family? What is going on, family? Ricky, man, thank you so much, man. You've been jumping up on in here. I appreciate you, bro. Ricky says here, as a matter of fact, talking about this, you know, Nakatani gave Teofimo Lopez a good fight too. As a matter of fact, some people thought that Nakatani won, LeVar.
Yeah, a lot of
some people thought that he won. Yeah,
a lot of people are saying that and feel that he won the fight. So. And it was a great fight. I wouldn't mind seeing them do it again, you know?
Yeah, and I don't think Teofimo would take that smoke again, man. He don't want to, you know what I'm saying? And that's another issue right there, but we've already been talking about it, you know what I'm saying? All due respect. And like I said, I give all the credit to Teo. I can't take anything away from him, man. You know, Comey fight. He did great against Comey. Nothing to take away from him, you know what I'm saying? Wonderfully skilled execution on how he beat Comey. Same with Lomachenko, right? Maybe it wasn't a dominating win, but you know, he beat him. He did what he had to do. You know, had a great game plan. Shot Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, to the degree of he wasn't doing anything for the first while, you know what I'm saying, part of the fight.
Right.
And take nothing away from Teo, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, to a certain extent, I got my hopes high for Teofimo still and what he's gonna do. But you look, okay, real quick, LeVar. I mean, you know, that's what I'm saying. These I love the organic stuff when we do organic lives, you know what I'm saying? Flash lives organically, you know what I'm saying? I pushed a video recently, you know, talking about how Teofimo went live, you know what I'm saying? And he said, I'm gonna rub it in your faces. All you guys who are calling me a duck, okay, I got my next 5 fights. You're gonna see if I'm a duck or something like that. He was saying. I pushed a video out and I was saying, let's see what he says. He hasn't said anything yet, LeVar. I don't know what's going on.
Of course not. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's you know, when the reason why I give Teo so much flack, man, is because, you know, he calls himself the undisputed champ. If you're undisputed champ, you got to fight the best that's out there. And there are top quality opponents that he could fight. Now he's man, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. It
just makes me wonder, you know, because, you know, I'm the type of person that tries not to talk about things that are pie in the sky, and I try to give, just like what we talked about the other day, LeVar, about Broner. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but with a grain of salt. But I still, just for the fact that I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, it means that I'm, you know, it's okay. Okay, we'll see what happens. But you know, I'm doing the same for Teo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's why I made the video. That's why I don't push videos just to push them. You know what I'm saying? Because my time is valuable, just like your time is valuable, just like the chat. Everybody, you know, the more I grow, I've been saying it. You know, we've said it before. We've talked about it. The more I grow, the more precious time is to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't just, you know, I can't waste my time. That's why I say time and time again here, there's no time for hate here. I got no time for that. I ain't got no time for drama. And this platform, take that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time. I don't got the energy for that. I lived enough of that and I'm done.
Right.
And I live way better now. Ever since I started leaving that nonsense behind, I live so much better. I love it. I enjoy life. But you know, the reason why I say is because that's why I pushed a video about it some time ago. I forgot what the video is called, but I pushed a video talking about this, that he, you know, how Teofimo went live on Instagram saying, oh, you're going to see if I'm a duck. Okay, you'll see if I'm ducking. Okay, in 3 days, he said something about 3 days, he's going to bring some news out. And I know that news wasn't about Kambosos. We can care less about Kambosos, with all the respect to Kambosos. And I'm sure he's going to bring a nice fight. It's nice, you know. It's mandatory. I get it. But 3 days has gone by and nothing. He hasn't said anything. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Tio's doing what he did recently. What was he saying on Instagram? Oh, you know how he did the side to side thing when he was live. I set Kambosos' contract. Then I sent Devin Haney a contract, you know. It's like, dude, stop. You know, that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know. Tio's acting kind of weird. I've said it before, you know, his body language, the way he's, I don't know, bro. But this 3 day thing that he said he's gonna come out 3 days and he's gonna smear it in the community's faces. He hasn't been saying anything lately, bro. 3 days have long gone, you know. But I don't know, man. I still got hopes, LeVar, that Teofimo's gonna have some decent opponents in the future. After Kambosos, I mean, like I said, I'm not thinking of Kambosos, but I'm not considering that. Like after that, I got hopes. I think so, LeVar. I know he's acting kind of sketchy and weird, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Well, he's to be honest with you, Renee, he's going to have no choice because those other sanctionaries are going to force him to start fighting these mandatories and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that Tio's trying to duck a mandatory because obviously Kambosos is going to be a mandatory, but I'm talking about fighting like the top,
the real mandatories. Yeah.
So, and then, you know, who knows? Because now you got Timothy Bradley telling Tio not to fight Devin because it's too soon. Hey man, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Once again, it's like what Bruce said, man. I'm spoiled, bro, when it comes to the sport of boxing because, you know, I grew up in the 80s and I was able to see, you know, a lot of fights from the 80s until now. And within the 80s and 90s, man, you had the best fighting the best. And, you know, I just don't get it, man. I don't understand it.
You know, interestingly enough, check this out, bro. Speaking of that, the fight between, we're not getting to the topic just yet, but the fight between, we're just warming up the mic, you know what I'm saying? The fight between Valdez and Berchelt, it's like the anniversary of when Morales beat Barrera in a split decision. Bro, it's like the anniversary, dude. Today, if I'm not mistaken. So this is gonna, dude, I'm not saying just because it's a coincidence, it's gonna be a great fight. No, but this Berchelt and Valdez, bro, it's a high candidate fight to being the fight of the year, bro. This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be, and it's just like what you say, LeVar. This is a taste. This fight between Berchelt and Valdez, I can see it now. We can see it now just by the styles, LeVar. And we're going to get into that in just a moment about the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary that just was pushed out. Man, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. This is a taste of what you're saying, bro, in the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? Of when we saw these kinds of fights. You know, I taste it and I smell it, you know. It's going to be explosion. It's going to be fireworks Saturday night, bro. Oh, my gosh. I cannot wait. But and it's just like what you're saying, bro. Like, you know, that's what we're used to seeing. That's what we want to see. But I got my hopes to a certain extent. I still got my hopes for Tio. I still got my hopes for Tio that he's going to fight decent opponents after Kambosos. If not, if he doesn't, and he plays that weird, you know, dodging game like other fighters do, the community is going to take him out, dude. The community is just going to go. These platforms, you know, I'm not naming any platform. I'm speaking about general boxing community. That's the thing. I've said it time and time again, LeVar. That's the advantage we have as digital media, bro. Whatever they want to call it new media, whatever media. I don't know. I just speak boxing. That's it. I don't complicate titles, whatever, dude. You know, but the boxing community nowadays, they're gonna speak out when they see something fishy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I definitely see what you're saying, man.
And just real quick, and fighters feel the pressure, bro. Fighters feel it and they see it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man, because we have a voice. And as long as we're using our voice the correct way and we're being heard, you know, they're always going to feel that pressure, man. They should feel that pressure because, like I said, the holidays are over. Holidays are over, right? Some of them fought, you know, towards the end of last year. I don't see why they don't have something already scheduled. It's mind-boggling, man. So, I mean, honestly, I hope Tio comes out and shocks us with a really top quality opponent. But if not, man, it is what it is. I'm not going to believe it until they sign the dotted line. That contract is official.
Right. And you know, same heat Charlo's feeling. Same heat. Okay, we're gonna get into Charlo right now. Okay, let's
Oh
get
my
into it. Let's
gosh.
do it. Okay. We're gonna talk about the bullet points. Yes, sir. Okay, let me get to the let me get to the chat real quick. Right. So we got here Ricky E
Please.
245. We got him saying facts, bro. Lopez don't want a second fight with Naka. Yeah, I don't. It was too challenging, bro. Too challenging for him. I just personally think you don't want to. And what's the point? You know what? You know what I'm going to think? You know what I think regarding that? Ricky, him and his dad and his team is going to say, well, what's the point? You know, Nakatani don't have a belt, blah, blah, blah. You know the story, right? So, and we have here Ricky saying, excuse me, who should Richard Comey fight next, guys? I would like to see him fight maybe a Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia won't take that. That's another thing right there. That's another point. You know, we're seeing it time and time again. I don't know. You know, Ryan Garcia, I think that would be great. Or Javier Fortuna with Ryan Garcia. I'm not trying to flip the script here with your question, but you know what I'm saying? Richard Comey, I think that would be nice. Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? But I got to see the rankings, though. I don't know where Richard's at in the rankings. I'm sure he's high up there. But what do you think about that, LeVar?
Okay, I'm glad that you asked me, Renee, because the day that we went live, I had to leave early, and I didn't get to talk to Comey. Comey right now doesn't need to fight anybody next. He needs to go back to the drawing board because in that last fight, man, he was taking some punches, and luckily that guy wasn't a puncher, but he was taking, man, he was getting nailed, and luckily Comey was able to take it. I really think that he needs to go back to the drawing board and actually fix his defense. His defense really needs to be fixed.
Yes, it does. And that's the thing, time and time again, we see with fighters. Soccer Training Club, I see you. Thanks so much, man. Renee Box, I'm from Clovis, California. Ooh, Guadalajara, Mexico. Heck yeah, man. International, we do it here. Y'all know how to do it, man. Thank you so much, Soccer Training Club. Saludos. There's a Guadalajara, Mexico, man. That's what I'm talking about. You know, LeVar, the thing here about Comey, I said it too with Bruce, and we talked about it with Kurt there. Comey seems like he depends too much on his power, bro. He has to go back to the fundamentals. He needs to use his jab. He was just lunging in there, you know, depending on his power to knock out Marinez. I mean, Marinez, I thought he was going to win because of his boxing skills. I actually thought that before the fight. But, you know, Comey's a tough dog. And this is exactly why, LeVar, he got knocked out by Tio. Tio is levels, you know, when you go to the higher rankings in the sport of boxing, there's levels to this. That's exactly why they say it. There's levels to this. That's exactly why Tio took Richard out easily. He took him out nicely, bro, because Richard, Comey, exactly what you're saying, LeVar, he needs to work on the defense. I'm kind of, to a certain extent, I can't say tired of it, no, because these kinds of fighters sometimes bring a lot of action and excitement into the ring. But at the same time, it's like, bro, when are you guys going to learn your defense? When are you going to learn this basic fundamentals of defense? As a matter of fact, I'm not getting into the topic right now because it's something that I'm telling you, there were some gems in that Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary between Valdez and Burchell, bro, man. But one thing that Valdez, one thing that Eddie Reynoso said, and I talked about this yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, when we broke down Valdez and Burchell, before I even saw the whole Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary. It's what I've been saying, you know, and Eddie Reynoso said it in the documentary regarding Valdez training him. He said, ever since we received Valdez, I'm paraphrasing, but he said along the lines of, I saw that we need to work on his defense, you know, so it's not just going in there and throwing swinging blows. And that's exactly what you see with Canelo. I mean, we got to give a lot of credit, ladies and gentlemen, to Canelo, to Eddie Reynoso. I do, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I know it. Canelo learned a lot from Mayweather. I understand that, you know what I'm saying? But Eddie Reynoso also learned a lot from the Mayweather loss. It wasn't just Canelo. You see what I'm saying? It was Eddie Reynoso because he was looking. And ever since then, have you noticed? Ever since then, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo has been working a lot on the upper body movement and the head work, you know, head movement, and even to a certain extent, the footwork to a certain extent. Not obviously, he's not a, you know, he's not the biggest. He's not really optimum in footwork as far as Canelo. But with defense, Eddie Reynoso is big on defense. He's big on it now, bro. Ever since that loss with Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? So, and he said this about Valdez. He said, you know what? It's not just going in there. You know, he said something along these lines. He said, Valdez has bravery. He has heart. You know, everybody has that in the ring. Everyone who steps in the ring has that. I mean, that's not a problem. That's not an issue we got to fix. It's the defense. It's not just going in there and throwing swings. You know what I'm saying? Swinging, whatever you want to call it, right? Just throwing punches. It's fighting smart. It's being defensive also. Fighting defensively also. So why do I say this? It's because, you know what I'm saying, Comey needs to learn that. It's just such a basic fundamental in the sport of boxing, bro. And Comey, He has to cut it out with that coming in and trying to knock you out. It's not going to work in higher level, bro, and higher level up. It's not going to work with a. It's not going to work with a Devin Haney. Do you think it will? I don't.
No, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. He needs to fix that because, and another thing that I saw, I don't know if Kurt. Salute to Kurt Sugar and my brother from another mother, Bruce Goes. I don't know if what I noticed about Comey against Marinez, every time when Comey would throw when he'll use his left hand to throw a jab, his right hand drops.
Yes.
So I don't. That's a problem. Every time when he throws a left jab, his right hand drops. So he really needs to, like I said, fix that stuff, because if he doesn't fix it, he's going to continue to get knocked out, man. Because and putting him in there with Ryan Garcia, Ryan's going to stop him.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And the way that Ryan stops him is going to be a right hand, because T.O. already showed y'all how to beat him.
Or a left
if he
hook,
doesn't fix his defense.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to jump in, but at left hook too, because remember, because Ryan, he knocked out Campbell with the left hook to the body. And then before that, we all know the story, whoever that guy's name was, with all due respect, I don't remember his name, man. I'm not good with names, but he knocked his previous opponent before Campbell out with the left hook upstairs to the chin. Man, he'll clock Comey.
Absolutely, bro. And what's going to happen is they're going to go back, like Ryan Garcia and his team are going to go back and look at that T.O. fight. And it might not be a first round knockout for Ryan, but it will happen. Comey's defense is just horrible, man. He takes too many unnecessary shots. He does.
Yes,
I just don't see it.
And he was just going in there giving a dogfight to Marinez. Marinez isn't really used to that, you know what I'm saying? So, and I can care less what, people may say this. No, if he fights Devin Haney, he'll come in and knock out Devin Haney. I don't think so. Devin Haney, man.
Who said that?
Just in case somebody thinks that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just in case people think that. Yeah. Because I'm sure sooner or later people might come out and say that. If there's discussions between a Comey and Haney, people may say this. No, Haney, who has he fought? They always come up with that, right? Who has he fought? Just for example, Jerome Ennis. I can theoretically come out with that statement. Who has Jerome Ennis fought? No, he won't beat these guys. You know what I'm saying? But the proof is in the pudding. We see how he's taking these guys out. You know what I'm saying? Same with Haney. The skills that we see him fight in the ring. I think, there's levels to this. I think he's levels above Comey. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
So the reason why I say this is because, just to answer exhaustively, Ricky's question there. I don't know. I would like to see him fight Ryan Garcia. It would be cool. I think it would be interesting. But as far as like top-notch competition, the champs, the creme of the creme, how they say, Richard Comey can't. He won't take these guys.
He won't last long. He's not.
So that's interesting you say that. So I didn't expect that answer from you, that you said he shouldn't fight anybody next. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too.
I'm saying not until he fixed those things, and then like what the commentary, I want to say it was Andre Ward. Andre Ward was like, when Comey kept going in on Marinez, it's like he was leaning too far forward, like he was leaning over his feet. That's just that's a disaster to get knocked out.
Yes, sir. That's big facts right there, man. Definitely. So Comey, I see him as a B level, in the division he's at, 135, B level. Maybe B minus, you know what I'm saying, but not top notch. No way. Soccer Training Club says here, let's give the benefits of the doubt with mandatory. Yeah, I do too, bro. Soccer Training, that's what I'm saying. I do. I'm not, and I've said it time and time again with the videos I've been pushing about T.O. that, I'm not, I get it. It's a mandatory. It's all good, T.O. Take care of your mandatory. Take care of business. But after that, exactly, Soccer Training Club.
Right.
After that, if he don't fight the best, he will be considered, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what I'm saying, Soccer Training Club. I'm not calling T.O. that. A lot of people are doing that right now, calling him a diva. I understand why, though. I'm not knocking those who call him a diva, because I understand why. He's kind of acting kind of weird, you know what I'm saying, with the whole duck thing and him dancing around, and I don't know, bro. It kind of seems weird to me, But yeah, I'm not the type to call him that. I gotta wait and see. And I said it time and time again in my videos when I talk about T.O. It's like, let's wait and see. Let's see after he takes care of this mandatory. Let's see what T.O. is gonna do next. A lot is going to ride on the moves he makes after Kambosos. And I repeat, Teofimo talked about recently, in 3 days, I'm going to smear it in your faces. Those who are calling me a duck, you're going to see what my duck is. You're going to see what I'm about. In other words, I'm paraphrasing it, but he hasn't come out and said anything. So I'm kind of like, what's he going to say or what? You know what I'm saying? Chain with Ice is in the building. Thanks so much for jumping in. Chain with Ice, man. Thanks so much, bro. Thanks so much, man, for jumping in, man. You guys are awesome. So yeah, man. Now,
hey, Renee.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I mention one more thing real quick?
Of course, go.
Hey, when it comes to fighters being undisputed, and if you go back and you look at the history of fighters that were undisputed champions, take a look at their resume. Take a look at their resume and look and see what type of quality fighters did they fight. And then that'll answer your question about Tio.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, man, we'll see definitely, man, what happens after the mandatory. And I still got my hopes up, but we're gonna see. You know, time will tell on this aspect, you know what I'm saying, with Tio. And yeah, man, we'll see what happens, bro. I just hope he really is about it, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't buy it when he says, you know, Haney, you gotta fight someone top 10. You got to fight. It's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Haney doesn't have to fight nobody in top 10. He's the WBC champ.
He's a champ. Exactly. He's a champ. So, you know, it's a controversial thing, but, you know, I'm just going to wait and see. I'm just going to wait and see what happens after Kambosos. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And the world is seeing. The boxing community is seeing, you know, and the same with Charlo, LeVar. The same with Charlo. Like I said, time and time again, here we keep it 100. I can care less where they come from, who they are, what race they are. We're 100 with all of them. And that's what I love about Blue Blood. You see, yesterday, did you hear that, LeVar? He said the same thing. Yes, he's all, you know what? I gave my piece about Canelo too. When this whole Yildirim thing came out, he gave it to him, and they're also giving it to Charlo, and just 100 everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We're not those types of platforms that ride on, just because this guy's from here. And I just love boxing, and that's it. You know, why complicate things? And that's why, you know, other platforms sometimes complicate it. Man, we got no time for that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for them cobwebs. You know what I'm saying? For them, you know, no way, dude. No way. Anyways, so Charlo, Jermall, bro. Now he's saying, "Oh, I'll fight Benavidez at a catch weight." We talked a little bit about that with Blue Blood. Shouts out to Blue Blood, our guy right there, man. We talked a little bit about that catch weight, but I don't understand it. How can you say that you want to fight Benavidez at a catch weight, but you've been saying that you would move up to 168 to fight Canelo, and that it would be no problem to move up to 168 or even 175. You know, I don't get that, bro. What's going on with Charlo? And he just went live recently, right, on Instagram. It seems like, and he, you know what, LeVar? It seems like him, you know, fighters, like I said a moment ago, LeVar, when the community speaks out, we got the advantage with the digital era we're living in. The platforms out here, they're speaking out.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's like what I said yesterday. Like when we were live yesterday, he went live on IG, and every time when he goes live on IG, what is he doing? He's eating. So I guarantee it's like what I've been saying and what you've been saying, Renee. I guarantee that he's been his walking around weight is in between probably 165 to 175. We just don't know. Who knows? If right now I'm not. Like I said, I'm not knocking the Charlos. I like the Charlos. Don't get it twisted. But I think when it comes to the Charlos, man, Jamel is the one that wants all the smoke. He wants the best fights that are out there. And I think that Jamal just need to figure out what he wants to do, you know, and I get it. You're spending time with family and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to have a fight schedule. Now, everybody is like, well, why doesn't he fight Triple G? Okay, I get it, but Triple G is old. I want to see Charlo in there with somebody that's, you know, elite, top level, because I want to see what he's made of. We already know what Jamel is made of. You know, Jamel, he came over adversity against Tony Harrison, and then that Jason Rosario fight, man, that was beautiful, man. He stopped him with a freaking jab to the body. So at the end of the day, man, we already know what Jamel is about, but I want to know when it comes to adversity, when it comes to adversity, I want to see how Jermall Charlo will overcome that. And I'm not knocking his skills. He is a talented fighter. You know, when he his first fight at 160, I was like, man, you can land a daggone Boeing 757 on his back. That boy was just thick. And I get it. He has the skills to pay the bills, but at the end of the day, I just want to see him in a top quality fight to where his adversity can be tested, his will can be tested. You know, we know that Jamel is that alpha male, but I want to see what Jamal is made of. And like I said, I'm not knocking who he is, and I'm not knocking him as a fighter. He's the champ. He has a belt right now. But I just want to see him go against a high quality fighter at 160. But then again, there's not that many fighters at 160. So I think at the end of the day, he's going to have to move up. And when he does move up, it's going to have to be to 168. So I just think right now, besides Triple G, and I know he wants to fight Chris Eubanks Jr., but Eubanks Jr. already has a fight lined up. So it's really not that many type quality opponents right now for him to fight at 160. So I think sooner or later, he's going to have to move up to fight these guys. And I think, once again, salute to Kurt Anderson, man. He hit the nail on the head. If Benavidez and Charlo, if they do fight, it will be smart for Charlo to box. Don't stand there and try to trade with Benavidez, because that's going to be a long day for him if he does that.
You know what, LeVar? Sorry about that little internet problem. You know,
you good, brother?
Now, the thing here is that Charlo, he's feeling the pressure. You see, just like we were talking about earlier, LeVar. Fighters feel the pressure now. When the community speaks out, they feel it. They know it. They know what's being said, because what was he saying recently on Instagram? Went on live. Oh, where are the haters? Where are the haters? Come on, tell me I'm a duck. Come on. Look at my pilot. You look at my pilot. It's like, bro, who cares? You know, and then he starts showing his car, and that's what I'm saying, bro. They react in a way that's not, you know, it's awkward. They feel the pressure. They feel it, you know what I'm saying, of what the community's saying, and they know it's right. They know, you know, when this community's speaking facts, bro. And then they come out and start, you know, try to, how do you say, they try to flip the script to divert the community's attention to another thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, Renee, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
They just had the weigh-in for AB and Santiago. Adrian Broner came in at 146 on the dot, and wow. Santiago came in at 145.2.
Yeah, overnight changing of the division, huh? What the heck is that,
right?
Bro?
And that was Ellie Setback. He was
reporting.
Yeah, that's my guy. So yeah, so he was there at the weigh-in. So yeah, once again, Adrian Broner 146.0 and Santiago 145.2.
The Queen is in the building. Thanks so much for dropping in. Thanks so much, Kristen. I got to rinse you up soon, man. It's just sometimes I don't have my other platform open to rinse you up. I got to definitely rinse you up. Okay, so let me do it right now, as a matter of fact. So thanks so much, Kristen. Hope you're doing great.
Hey,
you know, blessings. Yes, definitely, man. Eric R is in the building too, man. What's going on, family? Man, Eric R is in the building. Thanks so much, Eric R. Eric R says here, Charlo's a joke. They out here looking like, bro. I'm saying I like Charlo though. I like Maul, but he's looking weird out there, bro. He's looking weird. I don't. And like I said, bro, we're 100 here. You know what I'm saying? With all these fighters, you know, I can care less where they're from, whatever, man. We just want to see fights. We want to see the fights. And we speak out in a mature, you know, coherent fashion. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm saying these things, that means then, you know what I'm saying? If this platform is saying these kinds of things, then it is what it is, bro. It's not bias. It's not that nonsense. That's why I constantly say, take that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? We got no time for games. So it's facts, bro. Eric R. I mean, I don't know, man. I like Maul, but he really is looking kind of fishy out. That's why, you know what, LeVar? I don't remember who said it. I think Bruce, our guy Bruce, said it some time ago. I don't remember, but somebody said it. These guys got to think before they speak, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're in a digital era where you can't erase what's said. You know what I'm saying? You cannot erase what is said. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm wrong about something, I admit it. I can care less, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learn. I like it. I like it when I'm wrong, you know, because it doesn't mean I want to be wrong all the time. Of course not. But when I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it. I'll say, hey, man, I was wrong about that. My fault, my fault. So this is what happened, you know? And that's why I constantly say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to be careful with my wording because I constantly say this. If you noticed it, LeVar, I always say, if I'm not mistaken, I constantly say that. If I'm not mistaken, so and so, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Because I can be mistaken just like everybody else can. You know what I'm saying? So we got, but why do I say this? Because we got to be careful what we're saying out there, especially these guys in the limelight, bro. These guys out there in the limelight, these celebrities, these stars, blah, 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 boxing stars, whatever you want to call them, they got to be careful what they're saying, bro.
I agree. I mean, it definitely definitely they do, because we're going to end up holding them accountable. You know, it's like, for instance, you know, Renee, if I tell you I'm going to do something for you, or I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that, and I don't deliver it, whatever it is, you're going to hold me accountable. So some of these fighters and stuff, they definitely got to be careful what they say, because, for instance, Charlo calling out Benavidez a while ago, we're going to hold him accountable of that. You get what I'm saying? So you definitely got to be careful. And I don't understand why they don't have a publicist. I mean, maybe some fighters do, maybe some fighters don't.
That's true. Public representative. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because it's all about image for fighters, man. And I get it. I understand it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to call out a fighter, make sure that's the person that you want to fight. And don't try to finagle us, and don't try to pull one over our eyes, because we're not going to go for that.
That's exactly what it is, bro. And I've said it time and time again, you know, and it's important to reiterate that the community's not stupid. I've said this before, you know what I'm saying, LeVar? We're not stupid, bro. We're not. We can see through the smoke and mirrors. We can see through the games. And the boxing community is getting smarter and smarter, you know, throughout the years with the digital era. I'm saying with the digital era. That's why, LeVar, check this out. I don't buy what fighters say sometimes. Oh, you don't know bleep about boxing. You don't know bleep about boxing. Bro, we don't buy that anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we do know about the sport of boxing. Why? Because listen, LeVar, look at these platforms that are having former fighters on their platforms. Look at these platforms that have had promoters on their platforms. Bob Arum, that have had Bill Haney, that have had, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on. That have had Bomac, bro. Mm-hmm. That's a lame excuse. You know, I guess you can say that's a lame, you know, contradicting argument. You don't know bleep about boxing, dude. Mm-hmm. When you talk about real fans that follow the sport of boxing and love the sport, we know to a certain extent. I'm not saying we know everything, of course not. We know to a certain extent ins and outs in the sport of boxing, bro. We're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We're not stupid, bro. And the community is going to call you out for it. And they're going to say, bro, what, stop your shadiness. Stop messing around. Stop doing this. And that's exactly what that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Eric R. Yep. Deflecting. That's exactly what Jermall Charlo is doing, bro. Oh, where are the haters? Where are the haters? Oh, who's calling me a duck? Come on, tell me what's up. And then he said, oh, look at my pilot. Who cares about that, bro? We're not talking about your pilot, man. Oh yeah, look at my car. You know, he starts showing, you know, his steering wheel. It's like, bro, you're acting strange, bro. We smell the fishiness. We can smell it a mile away, bro. It smells like a seafood market, man. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like stop trying to deflect what's going on here, fam. You know, and the community's speaking out, bro. Eric R continues to say here, Mel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Eric R. Mel moved like an alpha, but wear his emotions on his sleeve. Yeah, like a beta. Yeah, I feel you.
Right.
Maul definitely a beta. Right.
And, I mean, and if you think about that, and I love that comment by Eric R. If you think about that, if Jermell can mentally be stable, man, oh my gosh. And Tony Harrison was right. He was like, man, I'm in that guy's head. I'm living rent free in his head. Tony Harrison got to Jermell, but if Jermell can find a way of blocking all that stuff out, man, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit.
The cool thing here is that what I liked about Mel, though, he channeled that to make him better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he came in and smashed Harrison. And Harrison was playing Harrison to a certain extent. We know he has skills, blah, blah, blah. But in the rematch, he was playing the clown, bro. And he paid for it.
But to be honest with you, though, I want to say it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. Chris Algieri had did an interview, right? And they were talking about the Charlos. This is when the Charlos, you know, they were coming up on the scene
Right.
like that. And Chris Algieri was like, the Charlo brothers are really good fighters, but if you know how to box, you're gonna give them problems. They struggle against boxers.
Right. Nah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay. Wow.
I'll find it. I'll find a video and I'll send it to you.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's just multitudes of interviews out there. It's hard to catch them all, but I didn't know that. I didn't know he said that.
He did.
Cool.
He said they're talented fighters, but they struggle against boxers.
Right. And you know, and that's facts, Eric R. And everybody, and you know what? We're all seeing it. We're all seeing how Mel, he's making the moves at 154. He's calling him out. He's saying, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, keep running your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And he's fighting and he's taking these guys out. But Maul, I think he's running now. I think Kurt said it or something like that. Yeah, Blue Blood recently that, you know, now it seems like Maul's the one who's running his mouth off a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? The community's seeing it, bro. They're calling him out, and I don't buy what Maul's doing right now, bro. I don't buy him trying to deflect with his money. We can care less about that. You know what I'm saying? I understand these fighters, you know, they flash their money and stuff like that. That's another issue we're seeing, LeVar, with the sport of boxing nowadays. That's great. You're making.
You there, Renee? Hey, so when it comes to Charlo Jamal, hey, you know, like I said, I like him as a fighter, but I just think that it's just time to see him in a high quality fight so that we can see what he's made of, you know. And like I said, they can go far. Both brothers can go far in the sport of boxing. And I just think, to me, it's like what Eric R said. Jamel has that kill factor, man. And what I mean by that is he's going to go after who he can to become the undisputed champ at 154. And he's not ducking or dodging anyone. And he's going to fight the best quality opponents that are out there for him. I just don't see, and I know that Kurt Sugar has mentioned it too, along with Bruce Goes. You know, there's not that many fighters at 160 for Jamal. You know, yeah, you have Triple G. Yeah, you have Chris Eubanks. You have, I want to say, Daniel Jacobs. Nonetheless, Jacobs has moved up to 168. I don't think he's done that yet. But to me, Daniel Jacobs isn't the same as well. You know, ever since his last fight, Daniel Jacobs didn't against who did he fight last? Gabriel Rosado.
Who? Jacobs?
Yeah,
he fought Gabriel Rosado.
Yeah, and he didn't look impressive.
No, he didn't.
During that fight,
it was a sparring session, bro. That was
right. And I know right now, you know, apparently he's supposed to be dating Angela Simmons. So that's what's the rumor going around social media, is that Daniel Jacobs was dating Angela Simmons. So I don't think that I don't think Jacobs is as focused. But when it comes to Jamal, we just need to see. I just want to see him, you know, fight the best opposition out there for him.
The historian is in the building. Honorable guest Kurt, how you doing, brother?
Salute, Kurt.
Hey, LeVar Cooper, man, what's going on, man? You should start your own channel. Renee Box Young.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah,
that's in the background right there. LeVar, he got some stuff in the works.
Oh, okay, good, man. I'll support you, and I'll support you, and you can have me on, man, and you'll have me, Renee, and Bruce Goals, man, because we make a good team, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, King. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I love Renee, man. I'm busy. I ain't gonna be on here too long. How long you been on, Renee? Because I'm surprised you're on this morning.
Yeah, it was a flash. It's a flash live just out of nowhere, bro. I wasn't even planning it, but just like 44 minutes, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're getting killed by snow, man. I mean, you know, my wife had to stay at the hotel by her job, and that's why I couldn't go on yesterday, and she's still not in, so I got to make sure she's all right and check on my son.
I hope she's okay, man.
But it's fine. But I just like having food in the fridge when we got snow coming down. But anyway, let's get back to your regularly scheduled program. You was talking about Charlo. I'll let LeVar finish, then I'll say what I have to say about Jamal Charlo.
Oh, I'm good, King. I just finished up. They ready for you. I just warmed them up for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been really on Charlo heavy, man. He talk about lions only is more like kittens or Siamese cats because, when he said what he'd do to Benavides and Benavides came back at him, he didn't respect that. I mean, he didn't expect that Benavides would go after him aggressively. I said it on Blue, and I'm a whole court to that. I stand on that. I'm very disappointed in Jamal Charlo, man. Unlike his brother is doing well because he's fought tough competition. Last three fights, two with Harrison, one with Jason Rosario. That's why he has a lot of momentum. Unlike Jamar Charlo, who's not aggressively seeking tough competition. And like I said, you fighting the Brandon Adams of the world and the Dennis Hogans of the world doesn't make you better. It does nothing for your legacy. It does nothing for your skill set. And see, the cardinal rule in boxing, when you fight tough competition, you're honing your skills. You're sharpening your tools. And I said many times, I never was in the mind frame that he will beat Canelo. I get, premonitions. I could see the fight unfolding in my head. Him and Benavides is a 50-50 fight, depending how Charlo fights. But we really don't know how good Jamal Charlo is. The jury's still out. His brother is better than him because of the competition he fought. So, Jamal Charlo, when he says vaccinations and I'm not fighting nobody under 25 and I'm not a 168 pounder, we can meet at a catch weight. But when asked about Canelo, he says, well, that fight has to be at 168. So
Exactly. Yep.
what are you talking about?
He's
So
all over the place.
yeah, man. So that it seems like he has a lot of nervous energy, man. And when I look at the Derenchenko fight, he won the fight going away, but he was hurt in that 8th round with a hook to the body. I saw it. A lot of people didn't catch it, but I saw it. He bent over and he didn't throw a punch in 30 seconds. He was hurt. So I don't really know how good Charlo is, man. I want to see what he does at 160. The Andrade fight is not going to happen. Triple G is not going to fight him. So you should move up to 168.
Definitely, man. And what I was saying earlier, Kurt, before you jumped on, that, and I'm gonna get with Chain with Ice right now. I see that comment, bro. Definitely, man. I'm gonna consider that, man. I'm gonna show that right now and talk a little bit about that. I was saying earlier how, and Eric R, he gave me the word, man. I was looking for the term, but recently with Jamal Charlo, and I'm not sitting here bashing Charlo. I like him, man. I like Maul. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bashing him. I'm just speaking what I've seen, what we've been seeing, as a community. And we're calling it out, you know what I'm saying? We're calling it out. We're speaking what it is, you know what I'm saying? And, I that's what it is. Like what Kurt said, like nervous energy. That's what it is. It's nervous and energy. I couldn't put my finger on how to say it. And also Eric R, you guys get the terms that I need. I saw Maul. He looked like he was deflecting, you know what I'm saying? Because he went on live recently. Yeah, and he feels the pressure. He knows what the community's saying. And he said, hey, where are all the haters at? Where are all the haters at? Call me a duck. Call me a duck. Come on. Tell me what's up. And he said, look at my pilot. That's my pilot. It's like, dude, who cares? You know what I'm saying? What does your pilot have to do with this? What does your money have to do with this? We don't care about that right now. You know what I'm saying? And then he shows his car. It's like, yeah, look at my Bentley. Yeah. It's like, bro.
Unbelievable, man.
I know, dude. That's what it is, Kurt. It's nervous energy, bro. He's deflecting. You see, fighters feel. Do you agree with that, Kurt? Fighters feel. And this era that we're living in, this digital era we're living in, information comes out by the community in seconds. We hear something, boom, community comes out and talks about it. And they call fighters out. Fighters feel the pressure of what the community's saying. Do you agree with that, Kurt?
Absolutely, man. The social media has been, I said a gift and a curse, more like a curse now.
Right.
Like I said, many times we can have a golden era today, but fighters not willing to commit themselves. I was just thinking about Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns before the fight. when they was on CBS and they was building a fight, and Marvin Hagler, it was they was both aggressive, and we ate it up as boxing fans. We loved it. You know, when Marvin Hagler said they call you the hitman, right, Tommy? And he said, yeah. He said, when I get finished with you, they're gonna be calling you the hurt man because I'm gonna break every bone in your body. I said, wow.
Wow. Hey,
I loved it.
I don't mean to jump in, but remember, Kurt, also, and LeVar, I just saw on social media recently that and they said it in that whatever post it was, whatever the source was in social media, they said this is how, that's what they put, something along those lines. Look at how they did it back in the day. And they put a little press conference. It was like a virtual one. They were on their phones and cameras, whatever. And dude, it was James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. in like a press. They were going back and forth, man. James Toney was like, yeah, I'm going to take him out and I'm going to do. And Roy Jones was interrupting him. Oh, really? Oh, really? No, you're going to. And they were going back and forth, bro. I mean, that's real dog right there. And recently, Roy Jones also was another podcast or whatever you want to call it recently with Mike Tyson. And Roy was like, you know what? Back in our day, we used to go for all the belts. We didn't care what kind of belt it was. It could be a Burger King belt, whatever he said. I don't know what he said, but something along those lines. I would go for those belts. We don't care. We don't do this. We're not playing back and forth. No, we're going to go for them belts. And he said, that's how we used to do it. It's like, wow. It's like, just like what Kurt's saying.
Absolutely. Because the press conferences was a precursor, not to a fight, but it was to a war. Like, you didn't question, was it fixed or not? The press conference, was it rehearsed? Because you knew the fight was going to be good. Like Ricardo Mayorga and Felix Trinidad, when Ricardo Mayorga said in Spanish that he was going to make Felix Trinidad sweep his backyard. Man, I was on the floor, man, when he said that. He said, I'm going to make you sweep my backyard and wash the dishes and all that. It was so entertaining, man. The good old days.
Kurt, I'm with you. The good old days, they didn't care. They didn't care who they were gonna fight, and they made noise. Nowadays is just this new generation of fighters. I'm really questioning if they truly want it or not. And to be honest with you, I just don't see it. And when you have the boxers of the past talking about, they don't understand why the best is not fighting the best, it makes the sport of boxing look bad.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's fight, Berchelt and Valdez, because it's kind of a 90s feel to it. It reminds me of Barrera Morales. It reminds me of Zarate Zamora, the Battle of the Z Boys. It was just a classic fight. It reminds me of, and people don't talk about this rivalry, Rafael Marquez, the brother Juan Manuel, versus Israel Vasquez. They fought 4 times. Wars. Yes. Those fights were so good. Like because I used to hang out in the clubs in my younger days, but if my friends was going to a lounge or a bar, I said, listen, the fight coming on tonight. They were boxing fans, sure, but not like me. So I said, I'll see you guys there. And I used to stay home, wearing like Italian shirts, some shoes and some slacks, and in front of my TV watching the fight. Then I would leave and go to the club. But the point I'm making is boxing came first, and whatever else came second. And once, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kurt. You good? You good, King?
Oh yeah, I almost dropped my tablet. That's why my headphones came out. But and that's how it was, man. And that's what boxing. When you're anticipating a good fight, it brings a certain type of excitement. Remember, the anticipation of anything in life sometimes is better than the event itself.
Facts, straight facts. I agree with you 100%. And I miss seeing those trilogies. I mean, Morales and Barrera, you knew they were going to get down in the ring. So I miss it. I don't think we've had a good trilogy in a long time.
Yeah, it's just different, man. And I don't want to be the guy that spews sour grapes. That's why I brought up Berchelt. and Valdez. You got to be
Right.
happy with that fight tomorrow, man. You got to be happy. And you had some undercard. You had some fights that was great. You know, like the Estrada fight that was great. What was that? Zapata and Baranchik is an
Hmm.
all-time classic. You had some good fights. It's just the frustrating part is that it could be so much better. I love the World Boxing Super Series tournaments. I love them, so it's not
Right.
all bad, but it can be better. Plus, you're looking at a guy who's been in the sport for 47 years and I've seen the best of the best.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can't wait to see Burchelt and Valdez tomorrow. We talked about it a little bit yesterday on here, but I was able. Renee was able to send me the documentary, Blood, Sweat, and Tears,
Blood,
and
Sweat, and Tears. Yeah.
it's really good, Kurt. It's really good.
Did you see that, Kurt?
Yes,
My
absolutely.
gosh. Real quick. I think it was this morning I saw that, if I'm not mistaken, today is the anniversary of Morales versus Barrera, where Morales won by split decision. I think it was the first fight. I don't recall. But isn't that a coincidence how that there's an anniversary of that? And tomorrow we're going to see two Mexicans go at it, man. Wow. Kurt, what do you think about this fight, bro? I'm not asking for a prediction because you're probably going to give that Blue Blood later today. But what's your general opinion on this fight, bro?
It has a mid 90s throwback feel to it. I can't believe how long ago it's been, but
Wow.
it has that early 2000, mid 90s feel to it where this is going to be the fight of the weekend and maybe the fight of the year as long as it lasts. I'll give my prediction. I got Burchelt knocking him out in 8 because I don't like Valdez's defense, but something just tells me, but pit of my stomach, that he's going to give a better than expected performance, and because Burchelt, like Emmanuel Navarrete, their offense is their defense, and I think these styles play into each other where they're going to go to war. It's going to a fight is going to happen, but a war is going to break out somewhere along the fight. Sometimes it just happens, like Gaddy and Ward, and if Hagler Hearns fought 20 times, it will be like that. Sometimes you have two fighters, and their skills, their styles mesh together and play into one another, and you can't help it for it to be a great fight. So I'm looking forward tomorrow night's fight, and it has a mid 90s feel, but I like Burchelt by TKO. I think he's going to wear Valdez down late.
In the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary, as a matter of fact, Burchelt's coach said something along those lines. Now, there's one thing that I kind of feel that may be not the best, perspective concerning Burchelt and his team. Burchelt has said several times in this Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary, he's looking for the knockout. He wants to go for the knockout. And as we know, knockouts usually come naturally. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your boxing, focus on what you do to break down your opponent. But when you're just looking for the knockout, that can be a problem, because I see, just like what Kurt was saying earlier, and we know, Burchelt's style. Burchelt, he kind of keeps himself open quite a bit. He just goes in swinging, you know what I'm saying? But I really like how Burchelt goes to the body. He brings pain to the body. You go to his previous fights. I mean, he really shoots hard body shots, man. Goes to the body, goes upstairs, boom, boom, boom. He just throws combos. I think that serves to a certain extent. Burchelt going for the knockout, looking for the knockout, given that pressure, given those blows, you know what I'm saying? That serves for a wonderful opportunity for Valdez to counter. Valdez said also in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary, he said he's hungrier. He's hungry. This is amazing. We didn't talk about this yesterday, LeVar. If I'm not mistaken, it was yesterday we talked about this, broke the fight down. 6 title defense, man. I mean, Burchelt has a 6 title defense. We already seen it. You already seen it in social media that he's going for, Julio Cesar, senior legend, the 9 defense, record. 6 title defenses. Is there a possibility? I don't think so, though. Is there a possibility that Oscar is possibly hungrier than Burchelt, that underdog hungriness? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if underdog, I see it 50-50, but, generally speaking, many people might see it as Oscar being the underdog because obviously Burchelt has the title, et cetera, et cetera. I I feel that Oscar is going to bring that. He's just hungry. He's super hungry. These guys are fighting for more than just money. They didn't even mention money, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I love about these two fighters. They're not mentioning money. They're fighting for legacy. And we don't see that much nowadays in the sport of boxing, unfortunately, sadly. You know what I'm saying? We don't see two fighters fighting for legacy. They want to go for the gusto. They want to fight the best out there. You know what I'm saying? And I see Oscar hungry, super hungry. He talked about it in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears, documentary. And both these guys are hungry. But I kind of see Oscar maybe hungrier. I'm not saying Berchelt isn't hungry. I'm not saying he's complacent, but he's defended his title 6 times. I don't know, man. Berchelt's been there, done that. But Oscar's maybe like, sometimes we see with these underdogs who come hungrier, sometimes they go for the win, man. I don't know. What do you see about that, LeVar? Then we'll go to Kurt.
Hey, after watching the documentary yesterday, I'm seeing the same thing that you're seeing. Valdez is definitely pushing himself in training camp, especially with conditioning. He's really pushing himself, because I know yesterday you mentioned about his last couple fights, his conditioning really failed towards the middle to the end of the fight. He wants it. I can tell that he's hungry, and he was talking to his mom and his grandmother on the phone, and they were reminding him, hey, you're doing this for us. So right. He's focused. I think in order for him to win this fight, he's really going to have to box. He's going to have to move his head. He's going to have to mentally stay in the game. And what I mean by that is, we know that Berchelt is a power puncher and he brings pressure. Valdez can't fold. When it starts to get hot in the kitchen, he can't just try to, take off and run. He's going to have to weather the storm. So anything's possible, man. Like, after watching that documentary, I was leaning. Yesterday I picked Berchelt by mid to late stoppage. Mm-hmm. But after seeing the documentary yesterday, I'm like, Valdez has a shot here. Every boxer has a shot, a puncher's chance. But I really think that if he can tighten his defense, box, move his head, anything can happen.
What do you think about that, Kurt, with the hunger aspect with both fighters?
Yeah, even Berchelt. But I said earlier,
can you find the hey Kurt, can you find the clear side? It's kind of chopping up a little bit.
I'm sorry.
We got you.
Now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got you.
Okay. It's funny how I lean to the right, everything goes haywire. But
it's all good.
Berchelt, it's tough because he reminds me of Bazooka Limon with a little Ruben Olivares, man. They were like vicious punchers, man, and they oppose their will on you. To beat a style like Berchelt,
I kind of cut off a little bit. Just try to jump back in, Kurt, when you can. No problem. Yeah, so let me get to the comment real quick, because I can't, just before so I don't forget, okay? Let me get to this comment, and LeVar told me about it, and I had my eye on that comment. Chain with Ice, I see you. Yeah. Let me get to it real quick before I forget. I don't want to forget about this. Renee, I could ask someone to tell Bill Haney to come here sometime. Man, that would be awesome, bro. That would be awesome. I would love to chop it up.
That would be a blessing.
I know Bill's a real one. I've been saying it. When you go back to the whole Gary Russell, Devin Haney fiasco between going back and forth, I've said it. I pushed a video about it. I'm not saying Gary's fake. Of course not. I don't say that. But I see more transparent, and the ones who really want that smoke with everybody is Bill.
Terrific.
Devin Haney. Yeah. So, hey, what about that, Kurt? I would love to have Kurt on here too. If we can get Bill Haney, that would be awesome. Chain with Ice, man. Hey, talk to who you have to talk to. That would be awesome, bro. Maybe we can arrange something. Would you like that, Kurt? Yeah, you there, Kurt? Yeah, go ahead and jump in when you can, Kurt. But yeah, LeVar, that would be awesome.
Oh, absolutely. It will be great, because then we can hear it from the man himself about what's going on with Devin and with Devin and Tio, and seeing the big fights out there for Devin, man. So that will be a blessing. So if Chain with Ice, if you can definitely make that happen, man, we will be very appreciative of that. So thank you,
Yeah,
King.
bro. And I've been saying time and time again, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying time and time again, it's our platform, Chain with Ice. It's not about me. It's about all you guys. You know what I'm saying? And that would be awesome. And I have questions. Every platform's unique. I have unique questions. I would love to ask Bill Haney other things other than just, what we commonly hear out there, which is fine. I love it. I absorb all the info that's out there from all platforms. It's just that, I got unique questions to ask Bill, man, and we would get a different approach with him. You know what I'm saying? And it would be awesome. So Bruce Goes is in the building. How you doing, Bruce?
Renee, how are you? Curtis, LeVar, all my brothers. I just wanted to jump on for a second, let you guys know that I'm still alive and out here. And I can't hear. Now, all of a sudden, what I just got accomplished, it came up again. So I just want to say hi. I just want to say that I'm here to support all you guys. I love listening to you, Curtis, LeVar, Renee. You keep cooking it up, man. I gotta check off for a little bit. If you guys are still here when I come back on, I'll jump on. But I'll be listening to you, and I'm supporting you. And man, once you start digging up into that 80s boxing, get into those featherweights and those bantamweights, man, it's so hard for me to pay attention to anything else. Because those certainly were the days. And this weekend we got an all Mexican fight going. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse because we went over that yesterday a million times. I'm looking forward to that. And I gotta do a few more things over here, but I just wanted to let you guys know, man, my heart's with you, and I'll be hanging in and listening to you. Okay.
Cool. Hey, Bruce, we're pending on that still, right? You and LeVar, well, we're in connection later on whenever that, business arrives. You already know.
Absolutely. In fact, I even got a call this morning from my technician, and, he was ready to jump in and help me as soon as it's got here. So
heck yeah.
As soon as it happens, man, it happens. Okay, my brothers?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Thanks all.
Be safe, man.
I love and respect all you. Curtis, be safe out there. It's snowing up here too, and I've been dealing with that all morning.
Wow. Yeah, take care, Bruce, man.
Okay, it's later, guys.
Later.
Peace out, bro. Yeah, so I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see that hunger in Oscar. I see the hunger, and also Burchell. I mean, I'm not saying that Burchell ain't hungry, but I don't know, man. It's just when I saw this Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary, it makes me, oh my gosh, it makes it even harder. And I know Oscar's not going to back down, bro. He is not, and I don't think he's just going to go and duke it out. I think he's going to use a little bit more defense. Like I said, I reiterate, Eddie Reynoso, what I was saying earlier, that, Canelo learned from Mayweather. We know that. But also Eddie Reynoso learned from Mayweather. We tend to put the focal point. We tend to put the focal point and the magnifying glass only on Canelo. That Canelo learned from the Mayweather loss. He learned from it. So did Eddie. And that's why it's not a coincidence. Ever since that loss, Eddie Reynoso, we've been seeing it throughout the years. The clips that they push out on social media. How Canelo has worked a lot on his upper body movement, head movement. Oscar Valdez is in the same team now. He's in the same training camp. Been sparring with Canelo, and we saw it in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary as well, how he's getting inside tips and tricks from Canelo, from the veteran, man. So, and from Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso came out and talked about it in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary, that we're working on defense. It's not just about going in there and duking it out. That's what Eddie Reynoso was explaining in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about duking it out. It's about fighting smart, being a defensive fighter too. So I don't think Oscar's going to go in and just duke it out. I don't think he's just going to go in and duke it out. I'm sure Burchell is going to bring that, but I think Oscar's going to calculate his punches at the right time and clock Burchell on the inside to the chin, and then move out. Because we also got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to Oscar Valdez's previous fights, he can use the ring. He knows how to use the ring. He knows how to use it. He's not just going to sit there and duke it out. I don't think he is. He did with Quigg. He did with Scott Quigg, and that's where he got the broken jaw. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's going to use a little bit more of the defense. You there, Kurt?
Yes. Yeah, Burchell is going to try to go with him into a war, and that's a good point you made. Valdez is going to have to box. Can he, for 12 rounds, box this? He was a very underrated trainer. I've been keeping my eye on him. Very good trainer. If he had Valdez boxing for 12 rounds, things could get interesting. Berchelt is so strong, man, and throws so many punches. He's just like really aggressive. And
That's true.
Valdez is gonna have to find a way for 12 rounds, and every second of every round while he's in there with Berchelt to box. He cannot afford to go to war with Berchelt because that's what Berchelt wants. You see a lot of fighters say they're going to fight discipline and they box for 3 or 4 rounds, then they get hit, and then their
That's
whole,
true.
senses kick in and they start going to war. And I just think that's what's going to happen. I think Berchelt's going to get to him, but I think Valdez is going to fight gallantly. If Valdez find a way to win, I would be very surprised because it's just that, Berchelt is a tough cookie, man, that you're going to have to bring it.
Oh my gosh. The more we talk about this, the more anxious. Oh, I want to see this fight, man. So
it's gonna be good, Renee. And to piggyback off of you and Kurt, when it comes to Berchelt, it's like what I said yesterday, man. He likes to throw those long uppercuts and long right hands. So Valdez is just gonna have to move his head and just use his feet and get out the way. Don't he can't afford to stand there and brawl with Berchelt. If not, man, hey, he's gonna go night and he's gonna go night early.
I think that's what makes me visualize this fight more. That's how it most likely will be. And the if factor and the conditional factor, everything is analysis before a lead up to a fight, and the lead up to a fight. So like with Oscar, if he tries to box out 12 rounds, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to really be hard. And I think that's one of the only ways he's going to win, man. And I'm not saying, I think there's a big, I don't know, bro. It's just so perplexing. It's perplexing because does Oscar have the power to knock out Berchelt? I don't know, man. Oscar hits hard, but Berchelt, man, he has a chin, dude. So, oh my gosh, dude. So, can he box out for 12 rounds? I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do that.
Renee, he can. I mean, only thing he has to do is really attach, not attach, but go to the body. You go to the body, the head will follow. I mean, fighters can't take too many body shots, man. So if he stays disciplined and stays mentally into the fight and doesn't abandon the game plan that's been set, he has to go in there with multiple game plans. You got to go in there with an A, B, and C, just in case one doesn't work. So if he can stick to the game plan and not abandon it, there's a possibility. But we never know. The only person that knows that is going to be Valdez's team and Valdez himself.
May the best man win. May the best man win. I just cannot wait. Okay, and in the undercard, we're going to see Elvis Rodriguez. I think it's great, And let's get to this topic here. I want to hear from you guys, man. We heard it from Blue Blood. Shouts out to our guy right there, Blue Blood, man. Love it. And today, I heard from, I saw on social media from Blue Blood that, this whole Tank Davis, we were speculating because, we got a limited amount of information as far as with Tank Davis as of yesterday, saying that he's going to fight a champion not at 130 nor at 135. Blue Blood came out just recently. I saw it on Instagram that it looks like it's going to be Gary Russell, man. It's not written in stone, but it looks like that's who it's going to be. Gary Russell Jr. versus Tank Davis. Oh my gosh. If this is it, I hope this is true. I'm not saying, it's not written in stone. I mean, Blue Blood was really, really clear on that in social media, saying that it's not written in stone, but it looks like it's going to be that. So if that's the case, we're talking about it a little bit earlier backstage, LeVar, before we went live. I think if that's the case, Tank Davis is going to be like a skeleton, bro, to make it down to 126. I don't know if that's feasible for physically speaking for Tank. I'm sure he can, but it's going to be a major challenge to move down to 126. Bruce, what do you got on that, man?
Definitely. Excuse me. I'm back again. A friend was over here, and awesome. he got stuck in the snow when he left. I had to go out there and do some pushing in that snow, man. I almost forgot what that was like. But no, dude. What was that question again, Renee? I'm sorry.
So what do you think about that? That if do you think Tank can make it down to 126 to fight Gary?
That's going to be tough. Tank's always had a weight problem, but he looks like he's out to prove something to us and to himself that he can control his weight. But
right.
I just can't see him getting down to that 126 weight. That's a featherweight, man. That's way too light for Tank. I don't know if he gets down there, if he carries the power with him. I mean, to me, Gary Russell should be coming up. Gary Russell's always talking about coming up and fighting the tougher guys. So, 130 would be a great fight for that. The title would be on the line. The names are right there. You got speed. You got speed against power. What better matchup is that, man? That would be a great fight. I'd love to see that one come out. If it was at 130, I'd go with the power with Tank. I haven't seen Gary Russell in a long time. If he's still as sharp as he was and as speedy as he was, man, I can see him boxing Tank's ears off for a better part of the fight. So this is another one of these fights like we're having tomorrow. That it's not just the Tank fight, and it's not just the Gary Russell fight. It's the Tank and Gary Russell fight, and that's what we want. That's what us fans want to see. That's what we'll pay for.
Definitely. And as a matter of fact, this branches off to something I actually wanted to ask Bruce and Kurt. I want to ask you guys in a moment, in a quick moment. But what do you think about that, Kurt? Tank going down to 126, if that's true. I hope it is. I hope sooner or later it's going to be official, but that's coming out from Blue. Shouts out to our guy Blue, man. It's not written in stone, but do you think that would be an issue for Tank to move down to 126?
Yeah, he shouldn't go no lower than 130, man. He's pushing it. As a fighter, you don't go down. You can go up, but it's much easier to go up than down. I will make Gary come to 130. He's only 4 pounds, but going up instead of going down makes a big difference. I asked Roy Jones Jr. Or catch away to 128, but I wouldn't do that. 130 should be the ideal weight for Tank Davis. Make Gary come up to you. More likely he will do it. The money will be good. It's a huge fight in the Baltimore, Washington area. Like I said, I'm tired of talking about potential matchup. I want them to sign a contract. I want the first round bell to go ding. I want to see top notch contenders, racing the center of the ring, start throwing punches. It's good to talk about the fight because we promoting it, but when we don't get them, it becomes very, very frustrating. The only really good fight we're going to get this year so far, it's going to be Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. That fight is going to happen in May or June, but I'm going to jump off because I got to make a phone call, but I just wanted to get my take on certain subjects, man. But Tank and Gary, I doubt it happened, but if we can get 2 or 3 fights that surprises us, then more than likely, it'll be a good year because as boxing fans, we need these fights, man. But it's a lot of matchups. Like I said, tomorrow matchup is a good matchup. Estrada and Chocolatito is a good matchup. But I just want to see more. Like I said, we get having golden era. But Bruce, LeVar, Renee, man, I see you guys. I got to make a phone call real quick. And I'll be on the next stream sometime next week, and we can chop it up. But you guys enjoy the fight and enjoy the weekend.
Heck
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll see you.
King. I appreciate you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, my brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Kurt. We'll see you on Blue.
Yes, sir.
So what you got on that, LeVar? I don't think it's a good idea health-wise for Tank to go down 126 if that's so.
No, it's not good, And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, back in my day, I used to wrestle in middle school and high school, man. And, you would have to, I wouldn't say you're killing yourself to make weight, but losing weight like that, Tank's not going to be able to, he's able to do it because he's a young man, but it's going to be too grueling on his body. And I truly believe Floyd Mayweather is not going to allow Tank to go all the way down to 126 to fight Gary Russell, because that's only going to give Gary Russell the advantage. Floyd is all about 50-50. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me the fair way. So Mayweather is all about being fair. I think it will probably be at a catch weight. I agree with my man D Hodges that's in the building. Salute to you, D Hodges. I can see it as a catch weight, but going down to 126, that's asking for a lot. I mean, he can do it with the right nutritionist and dietitian, but I think it'll be too grueling for his body.
Good point.
Yeah.
Hodges in the building. Sorry, Bruce, just real quick. Let me just shout out Hodges in the building. DT, thank you guys so much for jumping in. Go ahead, Bruce.
No, I was going to just add a little something to what LeVar was saying about the weight. The 126 pound body to lose, and you lose 4 pounds of muscle. I mean, you got to just visualize what a 4 pound steak looks like. And a 126 pound body, usually boxers fight at around 5% body fat, and they're lean. If you take a 4 pound steak off that lean body, you're taking out a lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of endurance. I mean, you can only diet yourself to such a weight limit. You know, that's why they set these weight limits. And Tank would be a fool to go down to a featherweight to fight Gary Russell. He would really be out of his mind. I think he'd be dragging himself around the ring. I think Gary Russell would box his ears off. At 130, it would be a different story. We'd see a much more competitive fight. So I don't think Floyd's going to let him go down to featherweight. I think Floyd's got more sense than that. He doesn't want to back a loser. And this fight, if it does take place, it absolutely will take place at 130 pounds, because that 4 pounds of 5 pounds of muscle, people don't realize how big that is and how hard that is to put on and take off. When you're fat, that's one thing, but when you're ripped and lean like that, man, there's really nothing to take off but lean mass, muscle. It's just not natural to strip your body down like that.
And I think that's true, D. Hodges, what you said earlier, that a catchweight, that would be perfect. I think catchweight would be great. And I think name-wise and competitive, competition-wise, this would be a great matchup, man. I mean, we got to see it. And just like what Bruce said, he has said it time and time again. And Kurt, it's not official, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just something interesting I saw this morning, and I wanted to kind of talk about it, get your opinions about it. But yeah, man, definitely we got great fights going on tomorrow night. I got to get going too, man. I got to get going, man. Thanks so much, Bruce and LeVar, for jumping in. Kurt, our family right there too, for jumping in. Lord willing, yesterday, this is actually why I told LeVar this earlier, that telling him backstage, I was planning to go live in the afternoon, in the evening-ish time yesterday, but that was before Blue Blood invited me to go on his panel yesterday. Man, shouts out to our guy, love it, man, going there, chopping it up with the family there. And he invited me to go on today. Hopefully he doesn't forget about the link, sending him out. Sometimes he forgets. But yeah, so the plan is to go on later there on Blue Blood. So that's exactly why I went flash live this morning. I was actually planning to go on later this afternoon on this platform. But hey, hopefully we'll get on Blue Blood. So yeah, man, I got to get going right now, man. LeVar, Bruce, any last words?
Yeah, I really. Are we going to talk for a second when you go off? Yeah,
man.
Okay, cool. I got no last words, man. I just stepped on here late. I appreciate everything, man. I always pick up something. I don't care if I'm on here for 10 minutes or for 2 hours. It's always a pleasure, man. And everybody in the panel, I shout them all out, and have a great weekend. Be safe out there.
Heck yeah, LeVar.
Absolutely. Hey, be safe out there, everybody. Hey, for everybody that's in the chat, man, if you can, let's get Renee's subs up there. If you have friends that listen to boxing, hey, by all means, please tell them about subscribing to Renee Box Young. Let's help him out. He's a great guy, down to earth person, and he comes with positivity. So let's help him out, and let's get him to where he needs to be. Other than that, y'all be safe, mask up, wash your hands, and salute to everybody.
Heck yeah, I appreciate you, LeVar. Thank you guys so much, man, for tuning in. Everybody who was in the chat, man, people jumped in the building this morning, man. And it was a flash live. I didn't even announce it. So, man, everybody who jumped in the building, I really appreciate each and yeah, thank you guys all. Bruce for jumping in, LeVar for jumping in, Kurt, the historian, for jumping in, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Until the next one, peace out. Have a wonderful fight weekend, man, and keep a lookout. I should be on Blue Blood hopefully later on today. So thanks so much. Peace out, fam. Stay safe.
Peace.